Last season, we only scratched the surface in highlighting some of Marywood's most unique student-athletes. 7 more student-athletes will join us for yet another amazing journey this season. I'm your host, Nicolo Manzo, and you're watching the Season 2 premiere of Beyond the Arch. He is a sophomore catcher for Marywood's baseball team, majoring in athletic training. A graduate of Islip High School in New York, he was a 4-year varsity letter winner and a 3-year starter. In his freshman year at Marywood, he made the Colonial States Athletic Conference Academic Honor Roll. In 15 games played, he batted .239 with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. He finished the season with just 2 errors. But before I ask him about this upcoming season, I gear up to go one-on-one with Anthony Navaro next.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Today I'm at the Marywood Pacers baseball practice, where I'm going one-on-one with their catcher, Anthony Navaro. He's going to put me through a bunch of drills, so we better get going because I don't want to be late to practice.
There's 2 positions, basically you do something like this. This is just like no outs. And then the second position would be the secondary position like this. Goal is to catch the ball and then the chest and to basically dead it, and so it's within like 3 steps in front of you.
If you could throw it harder at him, you could have him like block. Drop down. Behind.
No, now I understand why they don't expect catchers to, you know, go crazy at the plate. You have enough to worry about behind it.
Yeah. It's like you're feeling good.
So basically, we're throwing down to second.
Okay.
And we're working on the transfer here. Take the glove to the ear. And then do a step through. And then throw it down.
Well, my knees feel like I'm about 80 games through the season. I'd say I'm a 162 gamer. I definitely have more appreciation for the catcher position after today. It's not just squatting back there and catching a ball, that's for sure. So thanks so much. Thanks for babying me through it.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook. And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tidy.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Right, mi cariño. So like I said, everything I learned about cooking, I learned from Grandma's empanadas. Shall we go again?
Yep.
Mix the beef with the onions with the peppers with the paprika with the garlic with the oregano with the cumin. Got it?
Got it.
Throw on the olives, stir, season, stir again, pour out the flour, roll out the dough, make a circle, drop in a fistful of filling, fold over, press down, and ta-da!
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Welcome back. I am pleased to be joined by sophomore catcher for the Marywood Pacers baseball team, Anthony Navaro. Anthony, thanks so much for being here.
No problem.
All right, so we talked a little bit before about your major in the bio. So you're an athletic training major, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the major.
It's a very hands-on major, and I always knew I wanted to do it since I was a senior, basically, because I took a class based off of it, and I basically found Marywood from athletic training, and talked to the coaches from then on, and here I am now.
Nice. So when we talk to a lot of athletes on campus, a lot of times their decision for college is athletically driven. So would you say you were more athletically driven to choose this school or academically driven?
Definitely academic, because our coach always says Marywood is based off student athletes, not the other way around, and we take a lot of pride in that as a team. Definitely in our GPAs, and once you graduate, definitely need a job.
Absolutely. Now, in that field, athletic training, what are your aspirations? Do you want to be a team trainer? Do you want to try to go into a private practice? What do you think?
The main goal is probably to do as well as I can for myself, but I would love to start at a college or something like that and see where that takes me.
So I know we talked a little bit before too about that's kind of like what you're doing now, right? You get some field work in and stuff.
Yeah, field work, and for the next 2 years also there.
That's good. That's actually kind of similar to what we do in the comm department, so that's kind of interesting. I think it's really important when you say to get into the field and actually get hands-on on what you're trying to do. All right, so you also told me that other than baseball, you played football.
Correct.
For 4 years in high school. So what position did you play?
Outside linebacker and center.
So was there a difference, do you think? What did you like more, football?
Definitely baseball, yes.
Why? Why baseball? Why
They're two different types of sports.
Mhm.
I feel like football is more of the team, like giving the jerseys out and everyone's into it. But baseball, it's kind of like you're on your own type of ordeal at my school, and it was kind of like us against everyone.
A big part of this show is that we try to humanize the
Mhm.
athletes that come on here, because it's not just about their performance on the field. So how do you balance school and practice? I mean, I know it's tough enough to
Mhm.
just pass your classes.
Yeah.
So how are you excelling on the field and in the classroom?
Well, I give a lot of credit to like myself with my friends, because we all help each other out, and like I take a lot of classes with my friends and my teammates, so it's kind of like a family type ordeal, and we're all together, like chasing the same goals and stuff.
How often are your practices?
Every night, every day, one off day a week, and it's just like a random day.
So do you find that interferes at all, or do you feel like
It
it's
does
pretty-
sometimes, but
Mhm.
you find a way to get through it.
Definitely respect that. So talking about balancing stuff like that, did that affect your transition at all into college, or do you feel like it was a pretty smooth transition from?
Freshman year, yeah, fall was difficult,
Mhm.
but once like you get that first grade back, you're like, all right, now it's time to go,
Mhm.
and it just you shape to it, like you find your way.
What do you think makes it worth it for you? What makes it worth it just to go in every day and really grind at practice, and then you have to go home and do your work after it?
Yeah, well, hopefully at the end of the year, the goal is to make playoffs. We haven't for about 2 or 3 years. Not in my time here. This is gonna be my second year, so that's the goal. That's all of our goals, and also to get that degree at the end.
So what do you think about your personal life or your academic life? Does it make you successful on the field in any way? Because I know catching, I mean, I know just from doing it with you, it's so much more than just sitting back there waiting for a ball. You kind of
Mhm.
always have to be thinking a step ahead of what's
Oh, yeah,
going on. So
definitely.
do you think that helps you at all? I mean, I think
Yeah.
catchers have to be pretty smart people.
Of course, yeah. Everyone's looking at you, basically, if you think about it.
Mhm.
The whole field's looking at you, and you're touching the ball every play. So every pitch, every play, you're getting that ball. So you gotta know what you're doing with it.
Are there any pressures that go along with
There is.
on the field? Or
Definitely.
where do you feel more pressure? I feel like that's interesting. On the field or in the classroom?
Kind of both, really. I
Mhm.
mean, when you're behind the plate, bases loaded, 2 outs, and you don't know if you're getting that
Yeah.
ball in the dirt or you're getting it down the middle to win the game. You gotta be ready to be a wall back there. Or if you're at the plate, runners on, you gotta be ready to whatever pitch is coming your way.
So we'll transition a little bit now into kind of your athletic, now that we know about you as a person, and your academics and stuff. Let's talk about the other big part of what you do here at Marywood, and obviously that's catching for the baseball team. So now, what about catching makes you, like, why catching? Because it seems like it's such a physically draining position,
Mhm.
and you could play any other position. Why catching?
Well, my coach has always told me everyone needs a catcher, and I've always caught since I was little, so I just wrote it out all the way till now, and wasn't too good at some other positions as other people are, so it's just always what I've known to do.
Now you told me, I think, going back when we taped the 1v1, that it was your secondary position was first base, which I know a lot of catchers
Yeah.
have that. So do you play first base really?
Not at
or
all,
no?
really.
Do you like it at all?
Haven't
or
yet.
no?
I just play it really sometimes.
Do you like it at all, or does it seem like it's going through the motions?
It's
compared to
fun,
catching?
but I don't know. It's not the same.
Catching's
though.
more involved.
Yeah, I'm
All
used
right.
to getting that sweat going right away rather than
Mhm.
never.
So now you said you've pretty much always caught, right from
Oh,
like your
yeah.
first days in
Yeah.
baseball. Who instilled that in you? Was there any coach that said like you have a potential for this, or was it just something you
Not
gravitated
really.
towards?
I don't really know. Like me and my dad always just played catch and stuff, and I guess when I first started, they needed a catcher, and that's where I found the passion for it, and just went from there. Middle school, caught, high school, caught every game, and here we are now. No first base, but that's
Yeah.
fine. I don't need it.
So do you focus more on? I mean, I guess I should ask: are you more of an offense first catcher or a defense first catcher? Would you say? Where's your priorities lie?
I say in high school I was more of a defensive first and offensive second, but it's kind of switched around once I reached college, because basically our team doesn't have much of the long ball game, basically, home runs and doubles. We got a few kids, but they count on me sometimes to help out with that. So, but definitely defense first, though.
I feel like that's the theme with a lot of catchers. Now, that was interesting what you said there, that you kind of had to. So, did they sort of change your swing a little bit? Did they?
No, our coach, Coach Steele and Diskin and everyone, they all let you be yourselves. Clifford, all of them, they let you be yourselves and like play your game. Like they're gonna help you, guide you through the way, but especially in D3, you're your own player.
Do you prefer the current role you're in now, sort of like the slugger, like the cleanup man?
I like it, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not necessarily in the 4 spot, but wherever I am, I try to help out where I can.
Right. Do you feel as though it's unfair when people say like the catchers don't have to hit as much, or do you think it's fair? Like, do you like that kind of common thing that people think about catchers?
I love hitting, but catching is where you take your pride in because there's only one catcher. There's 9 hitters. So, I mean, throwing someone out or, I mean, hitting a home run's nice and everything, but like throwing someone out, calling the game-winning pitch, all that, it's something different that not many people understand.
All right, well, I have much more to talk about with Anthony right after this.
Right, mi cariño. So like I said, everything I learned about cooking, I learned from Grandma's empanadas. Shall we go again?
Yep.
Mix beef with the onions with the peppers with the paprika with the garlic with the oregano with the cumin. Got it?
Got it.
Throw in the olives, stir, season, stir again, pour out the flour, roll out the dough, make a circle, drop in a fistful of filling, fold over, press down, and ta-da!
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep pedaling.
Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Welcome back to Beyond the Arch as my conversation with Anthony Navaro continues. All right, Anthony, so we left off talking about the catching role, about why it's so important, about why you love doing it. Something I thought is interesting was I feel like everybody has one or has a player they look up to or that molds their game. Do you have that player? Is there somebody when you were growing up or somebody now in baseball that you really like to play like or that was just your favorite player growing up?
I was always a big fan of Mike Piazza from the Mets. He was like the first jersey I got going to the Met game, stopped at Modell's.
Nice. With
my dad, and ever since then I always like looked up to him. And
definitely offensive first, Mike Piazza.
Yeah, he was a good one to watch.
Well, I think that's probably important too in the way it shaped your game because Piazza was such a constant there kind of in New York after he came there that it's I think it's important that someone has that person to look up to kind of in their game. You always hear that in the best players. Definitely, they always look up to someone. Now, let's transition a little bit into talking about the team and maybe about where you fit into the team a little bit, but mainly about the team this season. So, what can we expect to see from Marywood baseball this season?
Well, you'll definitely see a lot of new faces. We received about 15 to 20 transfer and freshmen, which is a large bunch, but we were planning on extending our team this year, and we did that with the coaching staff and recruiting. So definitely that, and a young, hungry bunch, definitely.
So do you think that's to your advantage that you're a young team, or are you sort of like playing with house money almost? Like
I think it's our advantage because there's not so much pressure on us that we have these stellar guys and we're going out there with the age and the knowledge as some other teams, but we're still there fighting for whatever everyone else wants.
I think you would agree that youth is becoming a big deal in baseball and sports in general now. That a lot of these teams, a lot of these just teams in general are looking for that youth kind of factor. They're really looking for these young guys and these burners. I think that's important when you say so, especially in this age of advanced metrics and everything.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to have. We're going to feature a lot of those guys in our lineups and on the field and in the pitching staff too. And we have not a young coach staff, but second year here all together, and they're hungry just as well as us.
Do you have a team that you look to as a challenge?
I mean, it's always Keystone. You look at them, nationally ranked, made it to the College World Series a couple years back. Always goal to beat them, but some of those lower teams, but still high competition, the whole CSAC's tough to beat, and we're trying to put us right at the top.
So what's your relationship like with your coach?
Pretty solid. He's definitely a player's coach, all three of them. And, you know, he works in admissions, and he's always there for you, school first, and baseball comes right after that.
What's interesting you say that he works in admissions is we're kind of coming like full circle now here a little bit back to the whole academics first kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. So does he, because I know a lot of coaches want their sport to be it.
Yeah.
Is he like that? Or?
No, he incorporates school. It's school first, you get your study hall hours in, you get everything school done first, and we just put the same amount of effort into baseball too, but both at the same time basically.
What was it like meeting your coach? Remember the first time you met him? Did it influence your decision?
Yes, I was actually recruited by the old head coach.
Oh, okay.
And he left, and then at the time, Coach Theo was the assistant coach, so he was the one I did all the paperwork with and talked through. So I didn't know him as well at the time, but now.
So would you say he sort of won you over then? Was he
Yeah,
a big factor?
He was in there, yeah, but like also again with the academics and the athletic training and everything, definitely wanted to come here. It was just receiving the opportunity, which I had luckily got.
Where do you look to as an area of strength for the team this year, do you think?
I'm going to say our middle of the way guys. Like, we have a core group of, we're a very close team, so I think we'll ride that through, definitely.
Where are the incoming people impacting the most? Would you say it's pitching staff? Would you say it's the lineup, defense? Where do you think you're going to see the biggest improvement?
Definitely the pitching staff. Even though we lost best player in the conference last year, Vince Rebar,
right?
Our pitching staff was 7 guys, and when you use 3 for those starting games, and then you have 4 in the bullpen or whatnot, it's like when you have 6 games in a week, those arms are burning out like nothing.
So nobody knows the pitchers better than you.
Yeah.
So how are they looking so far in their early
Pretty
bullpens
good.
and stuff?
A couple transfers, a couple freshmen, guys coming back.
So you kind of have a good balance then, is what I'm gathering here. Even though there is a lot of youth on the team, you still have that veteran presence.
We have a couple of veterans, 4 captains. We got a core group of guys in the middle, and then we got that freshman and those incoming guys just helping us out just as much as we are.
And I think that's good because it sort of creates an environment of you're hungry, but you've also been there before, so you kind of know what to expect. Would you say that's fair? How important is that balance to have on a team?
It's good. I like it because you don't got those guys who are trying to overpower the rest of us, but at the same time, the youth is just as hungry as us. Like, they've played baseball their lives as the rest of us, so they know what it's like to be up there.
What would you say the team's goal is for this season?
I would say definitely playoffs.
Just playoffs, yeah?
Playoffs first and see what happens.
Okay, and how about some personal goals for you?
Me? Definitely would love to be a 300 hitter. of course, carry over 3-4, 3-5, and definitely become more of a leader than I am right now, and guide the team to playoffs and a winning season, but one game at a time.
That's right. It's a good mindset. Now, how have your goals changed? Do you see a shift in expectation in yourself? Like, did you come into last year kind of just wanting to find your place in the squad? Or
definitely, yeah. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't, like, coming in as a freshman, you don't know much about the school, about the team, but you find your way, especially with the older guys. They take you in, and you're just trying to get through every pitch, every inning. And, you know, last year we had 6 freshmen. Most of us started, so we were included into a big role right away.
How has the game changed for you from, let's say, high school to freshman year to this year? Do you see a difference in the way you approach it or the way it feels playing it? Is there more pressure? Is it still as enjoyable as it was?
Yeah. High school, definitely, we had a good group of seniors. Went to the playoffs. Didn't make it too far, but now it's just like, you know everything, how everything goes there. You're like up there, one of the men, but everything else here changes now. You're like back on the bottom of the totem pole. So now it's just to work your way back up.
When we come back, I tell you what to expect next week.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, babe.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
I want to thank Anthony for coming tonight. Next week, we welcome men's lacrosse defenseman Luke McFadden to the show. As always, I would like to thank you for watching. Head over to TV-Marywood's official YouTube page to watch full episodes of the show. Be sure to follow TV-Marywood on Twitter and like us on Facebook. From everyone at TV-Marywood, have a great night.